it's been a little while since I've seen you, man. I missed
sure
you.
is. Yeah.
Did we get in a fight or something that I didn't know about?
No. Why do I look beat to death?
No, it just seemed like you have been avoiding me or something.
No, never.
I was saddened.
It has been
No,
Memphis.
I was crestfallen.
Oh man. Yeah. Gonna make us somber with that type of talk. So what's up, Reed?
What's up, man? How you doing,
brother? You know we're running a big website now, or not?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, you're talking to the Metal
Yeah,
Nexus.
right. I don't know what a big website is, but ooh, yeah.
Oh
thanks.
man, you got bad knee, huh?
Go like this. Go like this. Here we go. Oh.
Finger fornicating.
Oh. What's
All
up, man?
right,
What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Excited about tonight?
Damn excited.
Me too,
All four
man.
bands are freaking good.
I know
Really.
they all are,
Damn.
and they range in their different stuff.
Definitely.
You're gonna love the show, man. You're gonna be stoked.
Man, I am stoked. I've seen Mothership once before, Saviors once before.
I had never seen them before this tour,
man.
and they are fucking great.
They get down, don't they?
Yeah.
Damn sure do. And man, Brant Bjork, I am stoked about, just from the simple fact I saw
Nah,
him
I
with
don't
Caius
know.
years ago.
No, I'm just
but
kidding. Yeah, no, I've loved Brant Bjork too.
Yeah.
When COC was kind of like falling apart a little bit when we were trying to finish the Deliverance record, Brant quit Caius.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1 week, somehow the word got out that COC had fallen apart. And in 1 week, I got a call from Dave Brocky
Damn.
and from Eric from Trouble.
Wow, Eric Wagner.
And, and Josh Homme.
All
Caius
wanting to get.
in 1 fucking week.
Were they all interested in getting in CLC?
Me to play drums for them.
Oh, damn.
So yeah.
You were in demand, Willie.
I guess, I don't know. Yeah, but Josh sent me Sky Valley before he'd come out, and
Fucking great
I had to
album.
learn all that crazy ass shit. Anyway,
It was Rich that I saw the tour for.
Ah,
man. It
ooh, that was
freaking
awesome.
Yeah, the good shit.
I was good.
Reed, I'm gonna just start firing away.
All
here,
right,
man.
fire on.
And this is sort of sarcastic, but how is the Deliverance's 21st anniversary tour going?
No, is that what this is?
Isn't it?
I don't know.
Isn't this the
I haven't been
21st year
Yeah,
from
you-
Deliverance?
You're the SMRT one. I mean SMART one, not me. I don't. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, is that what it is? 21st? Yeah. No, it's. Man, I tell you what. Pepper and I have been talking about doing this for a long time, right?
Mm.
Because it's great albums, and a lot of people really,
killer.
wanted to hear us jamming again, and we put it off for a while, or he was doing down stuff, or we were doing the 3-piece stuff, or whatever. And at any rate, this year it came together finally, thank God, and we did our first rehearsals in March, to do a little European thing. And Pep flew up because most of us live in Raleigh, and the first practice band, I thought I had all that. I mean, we had this giant set list of all these different possible songs and stuff. Man, I thought I had, been practicing and stuff. First day, I was terrible.
Oh, shit.
I couldn't keep time. I was like, which is crazy because Mike Woody and I had been playing, so it's not like I was.
Yeah.
But I think I was a little nervous. I don't know what it was. Second day, it was like, that, like riding a bike or whatever. Man, we were on it. And the third day, it was like we were little kids again.
Good to go, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, we had so much fun. And since then, it's been the same way. We're like, you'll see tonight. We're like little kids. Larger little kids.
So you're obviously enjoying it.
Oh, my God, dude. It just like flows off the stage. Like, I've known Woody Weatherman since 5th grade. So I've known Woody for a long time. He and I are two of the best friends. And it really is like we're little kids again. You can see us locking in.
That's saying something after, these many years.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Playing.
Woody is the one that taught me how to play drums, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I used to get in trouble at school for banging on desks and stuff. This is it's my transition from hippie school to public school. Maybe
At
that was my outlet.
Amity?
Amity.
Amity.
Amity means friendship. Namaste. Anyway, so my parents decided, for whatever reason, they didn't not that I ever asked, but they bought me a drum kit for Christmas. This is 81 or something like that, 82, I don't know. Anyway, they did that, and Woody showed me how to play drums the next day. And yeah, he showed me the Ramones beat that. But I can barely play it now. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And then Eric Ike showed me how to do the hardcore beat.
Vocalist from Eye for an Eye.
Exactly, yeah. So I was set then. Yeah, I mean, back in those days, if you knew those two beats, you could. You were set. You could have a band.
Yeah.
So it's all Woody's fault.
There's people that made careers on just playing beats or two, one or two beats. Not these guys, of course, but certain bands have. Well,
that's true.
Yeah, that is very true. So obviously, like I said, y'all are. How long had it been? It'd been a while since you had played any of the what I would call the Pepper era material.
Yeah, no, it had been a long time. But whenever we were fortunate enough for the COC 3-piece like punk rock thing and Down playing together, we would rock on stuff. Like we did some stuff in Spain. But I think the clincher though was the show we did in Santiago. Is it like a metal festival or whatever? There's a fuckload of people there. It was like like the Forum, maybe like 20,000 people or something like that. Anyway, yeah, it was a weird lineup. It was like COC, Twisted Sister, Down on it, whatever. But he came up and jammed with us. Pepper did, and I swear to you, I'm not exaggerating. It was one of the best shows I've ever played in my whole life. To have all those people. Because we hadn't jammed in a long time, and to have all of a sudden all these people sing every word to the entire song of Albatross. They were louder than we were. So I think that was like one of the clinchers. Like, oh, yeah, maybe we should do this. That would be good. So Pepper and I had stayed in touch, and we made things happen. We were also fortunate that we know a lot of people that from the old days that work at record companies, and one of which is a guy named Monty Connor, who was with Roadrunner for a million years.
Familiar with him.
He's in a lot of those metal documentary kind of things. Like
he found a lot of good bands over the years too.
For sure,
he discovered a lot of
that
good
Flight
shit.
666 guy, Sam, whatever his name is. He does a lot of whenever he interviews. He always interviews Monty.
Anyway, from the Metal Evolution series.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Anyway, Monty caught wind of the fact that Pepper and I were talking again, because that was really, the thing. Was Reed and Pepper going to be able to get on? What's going on? What's happening? He caught wind of it, and I can't do his New York accent, but he said, this sounds great. He's kind of like Phil from ICM. Remember Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot like... Yeah. He's a lot like that guy. Anyway, I can't do the accent correctly, but he said he wanted to call every 2 weeks just to find out what's going on, because I said, this is going to happen, but I just don't know when. We're going to write these songs happening or figure whatever out, see if we can get along. I said, no, that's not going to happen. He said, all right, I'll call you every 3 weeks. And I said, no. So we narrowed it. We got it down to a month.
Yeah.
But he called, emailed, and texted me every fucking month.
He wasn't letting it go, was he?
For, I think, the last year and a half.
So Monty sort of fueled it then, as far as his persistence.
He did it in that, he's a huge fan. Nuclear Blast, a huge fan. He's not with Roadrunner anymore. A huge fan, and but stayed on it because he really believes this thing is going to have legs and take off like a motherfucker.
I have no doubt myself about
but
that.
So anyway, he stayed on me every month, and we just signed the record contract today.
With Nuclear Blast.
With Nuclear Blast, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. And the cool thing about Nuclear Blast too is that when you sign with a label, I mean, just like any job you have, there's certain parts of your job you just don't enjoy or whatever. And the same thing is like on a label. There's certain bands that, people are like, ugh, I gotta work this. So many of the folks that work at Nuclear Blast, and I'm talking like the big folks, are giant COC fans. Just love it, and have called us all individually and been like, and we got offered more money from different labels. But when you hear about a label, when everybody's super stoked like that, you can't put a price tag on the shit.
That
like
makes a big difference.
Well, fuck yeah. I mean, you know, like people, you know, coming up with different ideas and working extra. I mean, if it's just a job, and it's particularly if it's a band you don't like, you know what I mean. Anyway, Nuclear Blast gonna be perfect.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be.
Unfortunately, as you well know, of course, there's labels that all they care about is the single or whatever the shit they can mine off of an album. And with Nuclear Blast, I could see them being a whole lot more supportive.
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as that, as far as
No, I think
music.
they will be for sure. Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. It's weird because like when we were on our big when we had our big when we had our big record contract with Columbia, that was the emphasis.
Yeah,
you know,
need a single.
Got to have a single. And on Deliverance, they thought Clean My Wounds and Albatross were the two. And then when we put Wise Blood out and gave them the album, they said they didn't hear a single. And they said, you guys got to go back in the studio.
Was it the complete album at that time when y'all let them hear it? As far as what it ended up being?
What we thought was a complete album. And so we gave them the album, and they said, no, we don't hear a single. And we're like, we're fucking Corrosion of Conformity. We're a fucking punk rock band.
Oh, yeah.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? What the?
Give them the what?
They're like,
by God.
You know what? We won't put your album out. We'll just shelve it. And you guys can suck it. We don't. It was the worst experience of my life as being a musician, being told by some fucking guy in a suit with a mouthful of teeth that he didn't hear a fucking single, and that we had to go back and write one. So anyway, because they were going to shelve it, we were like, all right, I guess we better go back in. So we compromised and went in, but we ended up writing a great song, and it ended up getting nominated for a Grammy.
Drowning in a Daydream.
Yep.
That's it? Is that the song?
Why are you hitting me?
I'm happy.
That's the song, though.
This is
Drowning
my
in a
soon-to-be
Daydream.
ex-wife, Tabitha.
Since we're talking about the Pepper era, so to speak, what are some of your favorite songs to play as far as from the Pepper era?
Hey, we do them all tonight.
Yeah.
You're gonna be.
But what are some of your favorites as far as that you really enjoy playing?
Let's see. I like playing Albatross a lot. I think that's probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite. But man, there's a lot.
I know it's hard to like.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting though is when we first started doing this, because there's only one album that I didn't record with these guys, In the Arms of God. Mike Dean was the first one to leave COC. He left in '87. Woody was the second. He left in '93 and started that band with Carl and Phil Swisher.
Leadfoot?
It was
No.
whatever the precursor to Leadfoot was.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
Loose
I know
Cannon.
Yeah, Loose Cannon. That's
Loose
it.
Cannon was
That's
it.
it.
So, and then I departed in 2001.
Brown.
Anyway, so did my own thing
Brown.
for a little while, and then they did an album without me called In the Arms of God, which is a good album. But when we first started jamming, they wanted to do songs from that album. I was like, I wanted to do more just Deliverance stuff. Nothing against Arms of God. I thought the album was okay, but I would much rather have done a song from Deliverance than Arms of God.
Gotcha.
And they had these two songs they wanted to play. from Arms of God, and we rehearsed them. The rehearsal I was telling you about earlier, where I was so bad, I was terrible. But they hit me with that first day, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't know. I got to think about this, you guys. I mean, maybe I'll do one." Next day, we come in and we rehearse it. We rehearse Paranoid, Opioid, and Stonebreaker. And I gotta tell you, Paranoid Opioid is one of my favorite songs I've ever played live. There's so much cool shit in there. I play it better than Stanton does. I'm just gonna put it out there. Stanton Moore is one of the best drummers in the world, but I'm more of a CFC guy than he is.
I would hope so.
And I fucking kill that song. I destroy it.
But you totally didn't expect it, though, did you?
No, not at all. Yeah. I didn't even want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it ended up being one of those situations where I was like, you know what I mean? Yay!
Hell yeah.
So I made them stoked, and it was one of those things where, okay, yeah, that's what he did. This is what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, had that Mullin flair to it, by God. What's going on?
What's it called? Territorial pissings?
Yeah, there you go. Mark your territory.
Yeah.
So what's going on from here, Reed? Are y'all going to, I assume we might get a new album at some point.
No, we are, but that's what I was talking about,
with
Nuclear Blast. We're going
to,
the whole spring, we're going to work on new songs, and in between, we're going to do a little bit of touring, not like we just have, because we've been on the road for like a couple months.
You've been full on here lately.
Yeah. Plus, I did that blind thing earlier this year too.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, we're gonna write, travel. Ideally, what I'd like to do is record the drums at Dave's place, because I really like his room. Dave Grohl. He's a drummer. I mean, he made that.
That you influenced, we might add, that Dave might have not went that route had he not been cutting teeth on this one.
It's funny because the first time we went there, the 3-piece, when we did our self-titled thing, we were hanging out and he was there, and it was all like, yay, it's going to be fun. We're going to record at Dave Grohl's multi-million-dollar studio in California. He has all the best old analog killer.
The old Sound City board.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so I walk into the control room and I meet the head engineer, who ends up being the guy I end up doing the Teenage Time Killers things with.
Which we're going to get to at some point here momentarily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know it.
Right on. So I walk in the door, I meet him, and he's a super sweet guy. He's from Tennessee. Oak Ridge or something like that.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Him and the guitar player Mick, they're both from the same little area, I guess. Is that where where was it they had the
nuclear? Oak Ridge. Yeah. Oak Ridge. Well.
So I meet him and we shake hands, and as I'm going out of the control room, I look and there's like a picture of Fabio and somebody else and there's a old school regular picture, right? When you used to take your film to the car drugs or whatever.
Back in the Polaroid days.
Yeah, this wasn't a Polaroid, but it was similar. And it was a picture of COC from 1985 that Dave Grohl had taken himself. And it was just taped up there. And it apparently had been up there for 2 years. It was just something. He was such a big fan that he put a fucking picture that he had taken up on the control room door. I was like, oh.
Man. But I mean,
I'm not gay, but man.
Well, I mean,
Dave's
been very open. I mean, as far as
being
praising, praising Reed, that Reed's been basically the influence on Dave as far as the drumming.
I appreciate him.
Well, I mean, truth's the truth. Just like Wino shared stories with me about Dave crashing on his floor there around D.C. and stuff.
No shit.
When Dave was a kid.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, he helped us with the COC thing. immensely, but obviously the TTK thing, he just paid for that. I mean, that was really, as much, it was my idea, but he was the one that made it happen.
Well, it's a great album, and I remember you all were in Lexington back when you all were doing the 3-piece deal with Zoroaster and Roll Thunder.
Yeah!
And you told me at that time, which has been about 4 or 5 years ago.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, you were like real coy about it. You said, I got something in the works,
Yeah.
You dropped the name, Dave Grohl's name, and it was, obviously the seeds were already planted that you were on board as far as doing this. And of course, and it's a great album.
I appreciate you saying
awesome.
that. But anyway, I would like to do, in terms of COC recording, I would like to do the drums at Dave's place. Pepper has a studio he has in mind for that maybe we'll do the drums at and everything else, but he has a line on some place that sounds fantastic, and it's got a bunch of old analog equipment, and it's far enough away from New Orleans where we won't get distracted or whatever. And so ideally that's what I'd like to do. I think it's because things are working so well and we're getting along so well and we're all kind of on the same headspace in terms of making music and all that other kind of stuff, that I think it's going to be particularly easy. I think it's going to be fun as hell.
Makes
and I
all
hope
the
we
difference.
document the shit out of it, because we really didn't do that when we did some of the 3-piece things as much as I wish we did. But yeah, I think it's gonna be badass. It's gonna be. I think we're set up right now where I think it's gonna work where, we'll be writing songs, and because we'll be performing as well, we'll be able to try some of the songs out on people and see what they think of them. So I think
test them.
Well, I think that's important. Not only demoing, which is obviously incredibly important, but throwing them out there and say, hey, this is a new song we're thinking about for the new album. Tell us, what I mean, getting people's vibe.
Well, I've got both of you all in the room. I know this is probably a question out of left field for right now. Might we ever see any more Righteous Fool material in the future?
Righteous Fool album is done, and I think it's
Really?
mixed, and we just need to put it out.
Yeah.
It turned out really fucking good. We did that. We recorded that, at least the basic tracks, when we were doing the self-titled thing. Mike and I did double duty. We did I don't know, 15, 20 COC songs, and then 15, 20 Righteous Fool songs. Thinking that we'd be able to do them both, but things you get up.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't mind a bit about another Righteous Fool album.
Man,
I really enjoyed
that band was so fucking bad. Seriously.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, the band that Mike Dean and I did before we started doing the 3-piece, Righteous Fool, was super sick.
And that I know it may be somewhat of a step back in some opinion, but y'all, played a lot smaller places in Righteous Fool. I mean, where we saw you in Tennessee, it's just a hole in the wall, basically. So, I love those type of environments myself.
I do too. The best shows I've ever seen have been small clubs.
Same here.
You know what I mean? He's hurting you along.
Yeah, I'm getting the signal there. So, you mentioned COC Blonde a minute ago. Any more plans maybe of getting it back out on the road? I know y'all just wrapped up a tour.
Well, I don't think so. I love playing those songs, and you can tell that there's a lot of people that love that shit too. The thing about it is this is my main focus, is doing this COC part. But I would love to record with Carl again, and I love that form of, it's a little more mathy, it's a little more like, look at me, look at the drum stuff I can do. Look at that, look at this, look at that. But there's also it was very riff fucking driven, and I love Carl's vocals. I really love his vocals. So I hope something will happen. It won't be called Corrosion of Conformity, obviously, but
Gotcha.
Maybe we'll call it Blind or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I think that would be cool.
That'd be
I think that would
ideal. Yeah,
get
that's
some
ideal.
COC fans stoked. I know it'd make me happy.
Well, Reed, I'll shut down with one last question for you, and this is a lot to choose from.
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh.
It's about 8.5 inches long.
Single, married,
Um,
widowed, divorced.
I don't know. Would you like to keep it going? Are we still?
It's complicated.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Are we still married?
It's complicated. Oh, me and you?
Yeah, you
Oh
and I.
my God.
You
so
and
sweet to
I.
meet you too.
Yeah.
Rick James.
So that makes
You
you
and
a-
I. We stay together like that.
All the years, give us a good standout memory from all the years about
Right
backing
now
up
is the
COC.
best of my entire life.
The moment.
Hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
Getting ready to rock fucking
Brings it-
Asheville.
I
Kill
have no
the fucking
doubt.
goddamn peel, dude.
Hell
We're gonna
yeah.
kill this motherfucker.
Hell yeah,
There's
bring
gonna
the
be
fucking
blood
house
up on the
down.
stage as metal takes its place.
Hell yeah.
Bonded by blood.
Hell yeah. So anyways, it's Metal Nexus interview with Reed Mullin, Corrosion of Conformity. Back on the road, Pepper Keenan's back in tow, Mike D,
Oh,
and
he-
Woody Weatherman.